Today I am going to convert this lawnmower from the 30-second oil change air filter to the standard air filter oil change, or oil filter, yeah. Changing the scammy oil filter to a common oil filter. First thing I need to do is figure out how to get this hood off. Wire harness, like that. And this should have some kind of key slide. There it is. Alright. Now I gotta take off these panels. Get to this, and I got another one on this side. There's a bolt right there. So I got one bolt that's underneath here. I don't know what size that is. And it is a 8mm. Yep, just one 8mm nut right there, or bolt. I'll get that out of the way. Now I'll go to the other side to take this one off. Got another one under here. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna give me access to this drain plug right there. Right there. That's the standard drain plug. And over here, we need to take this whole assembly off here. Need to take this assembly off and this oil filter so we could put a standard oil filter on the side of that thing. So let's start by taking off this filter. So I've never done these before. So we got some kind of zip tie here. Not really sure why there's a zip tie here, but zip tie is going to be forgotten about. So just cut those two zip ties off. They look like they're in the way. Now this 30-second oil filter change. Looks like I just need to take this. I'm gonna move this cable a little bit out of my way here. It's supposed to be just a push down and twist. And that's it. That's your oil filter change. So it's got some oil in there. But the problem with this is you still got probably another 2 quarts of oil inside that engine. So this thing is just not good. Now I'm changing the oil on this because I've got 12 hours on it. And I believe our cycle for this is change it after 10 hours because it's a break-in oil. And now I have to see how to get this thing off of here. It's either going to be a 28mm or an 1/8". So I don't have a 28mm socket easy to get to. I got it packed away in a box. I don't want to find it. So the 1 1/8" is right next to a 28mm. I'm assuming it's millimeter because, you know, metric. But the 1 1/8" will work here. Let's see if I can break this thing loose. I put a little drain bucket underneath here, and I got this piece of plastic right here to help try and get some oil into this pan. Yep, so that's what it is. It's this bolt right here that is holding this on. And there's the oil draining right there. Let it just drip out there. I also put these hoses, the fuel line and this vacuum here. I just got everything kind of balanced in here to try and keep this clean. That's what it is. I'll just let that drain out of there. This piece is just going to be garbage for the scrapyard. And we'll let that oil drain out of there. It's pretty clean for 10 hours, but usually put a break in oil in there. I got to put a piece that's inside here, so I'll go get that adapter and show you what that is. So this adapter, this is your standard lawnmower oil filter. And this is the adapter that goes in there. So it's just a threaded piece and the gasket here. But we got to put this aside. But we have to get an Allen wrench to fit inside this hole so we can get that screwed in there. Let me go get an Allen wrench. From someone you would think would own every tool in the book, I do not own the right size Allen wrench socket for this. So I got this one. Doesn't quite fit, but we're going to use it. And this is just going to screw right into this hole right here. That pretty much stops when you get, I don't want to go too tight. That's it. I don't know what size wrench this is, but it worked. So our oil filter number for this tractor, and on my glasses on, AM125424. That's that. I'm going to take some of this oil from this pan here and just kind of wet that gasket up. Put a little bit on these threads. It's always good to get that gasket. Some oil on it. I don't like to put these on dry. Yeah, it's still dripping oil. I'll just screw that right back on. Snug to get the oil to stop dripping. There it is. Let's take this out of the way. We're going to use this for the other side. Take that out. Clean up our mess here. Alright, I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. Hand tighten, that's all you need for them oil filters. There's the quick change oil filter system. That's your parts. So now I'm going to get to the other side to do the drain plug. That's going to be the mess. I'm just going to use a 3/8 extension to take that off, and that fits perfectly right in there. This is going to be the messy part. So I got this Tupperware that fits almost perfectly in here. This out of the way. Go get a pry tool for that. Over here now, I got this little zip tie that's stuck in here. I'd like to get that out of my way. And I got another one that's in here. Right. Got an old car jack that should be perfect for this. Blocks of wood, put it underneath this tire, and then let the jack back down. We might get a little bit more lean on this. Maybe I could take this cardboard here from the oil filter. And use that as some kind of funneling. Nothing funnel about this. It's gonna be a mess. That's what we got. I just took this piece of cardboard, folded it up to try and divert the oil into this Tupperware container. Here we go. Let's take it off, see how much of a horrible mess this becomes. Let's make a mess. A big mess. Loose. Get that in there. And here comes the mess. There's the old drain plug. Yeah, oil's getting everywhere, but what are you gonna do? This was my thinking. See how dirty all that oil is? How is this an oil change? I don't know. It's not a good oil change just to replace the filter with some oil in it. Really gotta change everything. So I'm gonna hurry up and get this drain plug in here before it keeps making more mess. Alright, so I got some high temp. Even high temp, but it's like a chemical resistant Teflon tape. The stuff I use whenever I do any kind of differential work, I always put this back on so it stands up to oil pretty good. It's a yellow Teflon tape. And I got a 24mm socket. Or wrench. Mess. Alright, get rid of this thing. Try and get a lot of this mess out of the way here. Let's tighten that up. My hands are too slippery. Take that cap off now. Drop the wrench right in the oil. Drop the wrench right in the oil. Brake clean. Brake clean, the wonderful thing. Let's get this out of here before we drop this and make a big mess. That's gonna make a mess for a little while. Oh man. So that is it. And then this has a little cap. I'm not going to take it off right now because I don't want to drain the rest of the oil all over the ground, but it's a twist lock cap. And that's where your oil is going to drain out of now. So we got that in there. I'll give you that part in a minute. I'll show it up on the screen. And we got our standard oil filter in there. And we got rid of that and one of those expensive things. So now we got to fill it up with oil. Okay, got some 5W30 oil here. You ain't gonna need this much, but I got a partial in here. Empty. Well, that's not fun. So I'm using 5W30 oil. Let's get the filling. Start with 2 quarts. These wires plugged back in. This is a big mess. This will make your lawnmower last a lot longer. I'll get these panels back on. We got the tractor jacked up. That's a quick way. You know, it feels like it's 100 degrees out here today. What's the temperature? Two panels are on.
83. It feels like this.
83, and it feels like is.
85.
That's baloney. 85. Let's get this oil out of the way. Let's put the dipstick in. And let's key this hood back in. Oily prints all over my hood. That slides in that way and locks in that way. Voila. Let's plug that back in. It only plugs back in one way. Can't mess that up. Look, this wire's all twisted up and gnarled here. What the heck happened with that? Look at that wire. That green wire's all twisted up and has exposed wires on it. I have to replace this wire with something else or reroute it somewhere else. That's not good. Put that cap in there. See how much oil we got. There's no oil in the oil filter. So it's going to show a little more oil in there that's needed. Right now it says it's full. But we know that's not true because we have an oil filter in here. Let's fire this thing up. We'll let that sit for a minute and we'll see what our oil level is. No oil leaks. And no oil leaks. It's a big mess of oil all over everything else. So it's been a successful oil. It's oil everywhere. For the most part, successful. Do you want the quick oil change system and have your tractor die in a couple years? Or do you want this machine to run as long as possible? I'm not sure what this thing is right here. I have a feeling I don't want it. We'll get that some other time. Here we go. How much oil do we need to add? And we are right at the very bottom of the checkers. We'll add a little bit more. There's my no funnel. 5W30. Open the bottle. Add a little bit more. I don't know how much to add, so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. That's still not at the top, so I add a little bit more. Better to take your time. It's not good to have an engine with too much oil. And we are right at the very top of the checkered mark. So there's two holes. There's an empty hole and a full hole, and right now I'm at the very top. Now there's probably a whole bunch of videos on how to do this, but this is a video of me doing it.